ultimately, the concern that you may have is, that fear about, you're just going to go through another year, just going to go through the motions, you're going to go through, the same problems, the same pitfalls, and get to this same time, in another 12 months' time, and really nothing much has changed. There's been no progress, no momentum. But the reality is that this time of year gives you a wonderful opportunity to really reset yourself, reset your focus, reset your vision, reset your dreams, reset your team, so that instead of just going through another year, you actually grow through this year. And maybe you won't get everything that you want in the next 12 months, but if you're getting closer to what you want in the next 12 months, then you're going to experience visible progress. And in his book, The Game Changers, Dr. Jason Fox says that visible progress is the number one motivator for a human being. So, what can you do to avoid just going through another year and instead grow through another year? Well, it's actually take some time to really reflect on, what the previous 12 months has meant for you. And if you think about, so many great performers, so many great athletes, so many great sporting organizations, they all do an end of season review. Every single one of them, will sit down and we'll take some time to, look back upon the season they've just had, look back upon, the year that's just been, and look back for, the small little nuggets of wisdom that they can really hold on to as a way to improve, the way that they perform the following year. So, and when we think about, taking this time to reflect, what are we looking for? Well, we're looking for, your insights, the things that have been the little lessons, the little light bulbs, the little ahas that you can really take with you to build momentum and get to, and really reset your direction for this next 12 months. And, we've got a little process we call the Insight Accelerator that we help our clients in the engine room, use to do this. And it starts by this, the first place you want to start is take some time to reflect back over, the last 12 months and consider what were your accomplishments? What were the little wins or the big wins that you had along that way? What were the projects or the priorities inside your business, inside your workshop, that you got completed? And, what were the areas where you made progress? If we start by focusing on the progress that we've made, and sometimes this is a challenge, I totally get it. Sometimes it's a challenge to see where we've made progress, but it's really, really important because it starts to build that mental and emotional momentum that builds the energy required to, really decide that you want to grow through this next 12 months. The second area that you want to reflect on is, what have the lessons been from, the last 12 months? There's a great saying that says, there is no failure, only feedback. Why? Because, it's impossible to fail as a human being. Anything that you do produces a result, and there's only two types of results, the one you want or the one you don't want. But unequivocally, you can't fail because every time you produce a result, what are you getting? Feedback as to whether your efforts, your habits, your processes are delivering, the required result. So we want to focus back on the last 12 months and see, what lessons did you get out of that? What did you learn from the moments that did not go to plan? What were the little light bulb opportunities you had when at the time it felt like a failure, but really it was a learn. It wasn't, it wasn't a win, but you learned something from it. And ultimately, what were those little aha moments? Those points in time where you thought, I'm not doing that again, or that's the way we've got to do it differently. Maybe that was managing your team. Maybe it was letting go of a toxic team member. Maybe it was saying no to that difficult customer. Perhaps it was making a decision to get serious about your pricing and your margins. Be deliberate in the way that you estimate jobs and communicate with customers, whatever it might be. What were the lessons that you got from the last 12 months? So number one, we want to look back on our accomplishments. Number two, we want to look back on our lessons. And then we take those accomplishments and those lessons. And step number three, when you're looking for those insights, is you really want to take the time to reset yourself for the 12 months ahead. Now, this is the point where you're going to put some plans together. You might need to reset your goals. You might need to reset your expectations, expectations, of yourself, expectations of your team, expectations, of your customers. Perhaps you've got to reset those. But maybe it's also, resetting your financial goals. Maybe it's resetting your direction, resetting your focus, whatever it is. The opportunity is to take those accomplishments, take those lessons, and reset your goals, your dreams, your ambitions into a meaningful plan of action. This is not something that just lives inside your head. It's not something that you just think about, dream about. It's something that you commit to paper. It doesn't need to be an extravagant business plan. It simply needs to be a roadmap that you can work towards that will move you closer towards the goals that you set for yourself. So that's number 3. Number 4 is you've got to think about what support do you need and what support can you give. First off, what support do you need? Maybe there's some support that you need from your family. Maybe there's some support that you need from your team. Maybe there's some support that you need from suppliers. Maybe there's some outside support. Maybe it's your bookkeeper, your financial planner. Maybe it's someone who helps you with your business, whoever that might be, right? What's the support that you need in order to move closer towards achieving those goals, those dreams, those ambitions that you've got for yourself? And what support can you give? Support is a two-way game. Are there people in and around your workshop, in and around your team, who require some support from you? They need you to step up and lead. They need you to step up and manage. Maybe they need you to give them clearer guidance, or some clarity around what you expect from them. What standards do you need to drive inside your business? And perhaps what they're looking for is for you to give them a better understanding of the types of behaviours that you would want to see on a daily basis from an A-grade team. Maybe that's the kind of support that they're looking for you to give them as their leader. And the 5th part here, after accomplishments, after lessons, after reset, after considering what support you need, is to understand the importance of consistency. Okay, if you're taking the time to consider your accomplishments, the lessons that you learned, don't make this an annual event. It's a wonderful thing if you're taking the time at this time of year to reflect on last year. But if you're waiting another 12 months to do it, you miss so many opportunities to reset, refocus, and really realign yourself with the goals that you want from your business. Because let's be honest, the goal isn't just for you. It's probably for you, your family, and your future, right? So don't make this an event. Maybe it's something that you need to do at the end of each month, maybe the end of each quarter. The more often you can review your progress, the less often you will find there's a bigger gap between where you are and what you want. And of course, the size of that gap between where you are and what you want is what we refer to as a problem. So the more consistently you are reviewing your progress, the more consistently you are reviewing your results, the less likely you are to have to resolve really big problems inside your auto repair shop. So what's the key here? The key here is let's make sure we review your progress on a consistent basis. Let's review the accomplishments that you've had so you can build that positive momentum. Let's consider the lessons that you've been given from those moments when things didn't seem to work out exactly the way you wanted. Let's take those accomplishments and lessons to reset our focus on our goals, our dreams, our ambitions. Then let's consider what support that you need and what support you can give to get there. And finally, let's make this a habit, not an event. Let's plan and review a little more consistently than you might otherwise do. Hey, if you want a copy of the free resource, the Insight Accelerator, all you need to do in the comment section down below is just drop us a comment, reflect, and we'll have one of our team send you out the Insight Accelerator. Hey, I trust you're enjoying a little bit of time for yourself with your family and your friends at this time of year. Remember, now is a great opportunity just to really reflect on the year that you've had and reset yourself for the year to come, so you don't just go through another year, you can actually grow through another year. Hey, take care, and we'll talk soon.